So one of the things that has come up is that, look, say I'm say I'm an abuser of my wife. I've hit her around. She's in bed. There's blood on the sheets. The kids are like terrified. I've had the explosion, and now the next day, I'm thinking, oh God, I've done it again. And right at this point in time, I'm hating myself because look what I've done in my family. This isn't how I wanted to be. But I know if I don't know where to go where I won't get in trouble for what I've done. As in, I might get arrested, the cops might come around, they might and throw me in jail, I've got to go to court and I've got to go all of this kind of thing. But I do want help.
Sure.
So where can I go in that situation? Which may be extreme, I don't know, but nevertheless, where can I go?
Of course, yeah. Look, that's it's a complex question because there's a number of things involved.
Right.
So where to start? So let's first start with the incident. Okay, so the incident. So we've had the explosion.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's led to violence.
Yeah.
So now we're basically in the space now of the aftermath.
The aftermath.
That's
right.
So we know in the aftermath we're going to be feeling shame.
Yep.
So so shame really different to guilt is that there's something wrong with me.
Right.
This keeps happening. There's something wrong with me. This is what we're going through.
Yeah.
So this leads to leads us down the path of feelings of helplessness, all of these different things.
Yeah.
We've also got the guilt as well. So part of us wants to make amends.
Yes.
For our behaviour.
Yes.
Unfortunately, in our mind as well, we may be thinking it's gone too far this time. Maybe there is no potential to make amends. And let's split it into a couple of characters. There's going to be so one part of the mind, if you like. So if we look at it from an ego perspective, so we've got one side of the ego is, let's say it's the bad side of the ego.
Okay.
So it's like it's all about me. Okay, and it's all about self-preservation.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into trouble.
Right.
I've done something bad, but really I want to change, and all of these different things. Let's just say that. So I don't deserve to be punished.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So this is that part. Then we've got the good side of the ego. The good side of the ego is saying this: look, what I've done is a punishable offence. What I've done, I need to take responsibility for.
Right.
My thoughts need to be with the person that I've just hit. My thoughts need to be with my partner or wife. Not to be on myself about what I can get away with. Because oftentimes we go through these two sides of the coin, if you like.
Yeah, right.
We don't want to get punished. Okay. So what do we do? Which one do we follow?
Yeah.
Which one do we follow?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's follow the bad one to start with. Okay. So what we do is we feel we don't want to get punished for this.
Yeah. So
what we do is we go into hiding.
Yeah.
We may find a friend that's going to keep us in hiding because we've done some damage.
Right.
That needs punishment for. We know that those are the rules of society. So we go into hiding and we take a bit of time out. And what we feel is that if I give it enough time, it will blow over.
Right.
Okay. So that's one side of it.
Yeah.
The other side is the good side says, okay, I need to talk to someone and I need to get help.
Right.
This is the good side of the ego saying, I really need to get help. This is the end of it. I'm motivated, like the smoker says after taking their last drag of a cigarette, that this is the last time.
Yeah.
This is the one that has got to the point that has observed their behaviour and their patterns over and over again. They've seen the damage, they've seen the potential, but they want to change.
Right. They want to change.
They want to change.
They think, okay, I know I need help here. I can't do it on my own.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the one.
Right.
So where do they go from there?
Yeah.
So what they do is, first of all, they choose a friend that they can trust. Okay. First of all,
right.
They choose a friend. or someone that they know that they can trust, someone that they can share what has gone on. First of all, so first of all, what they're doing is that, and it's not about burdening the friend. It's about basically being able to express, so that we're bringing it to our conscious awareness.
What if, just on that, Dean, what if I'm in a country area? I may have a friend like that, but I'm also aware that if I tell them that I'm risking exposure in my community, maybe not. Depends how well this relationship with my friend is. Would I also have an option to ring maybe Lifeline or ring some third party men's line or other services where I could just talk to somebody and explain it in safety because it's anonymous by nature? Would that be?
That would probably be definitely another option that they could utilise to do it anonymously, and in order to bring it forward.
Yeah.
So then, they've then got the potential of another person there to provide some advice if it's asked for.
Yes, sure.
And this is where it becomes really important that after it is what we then do with that advice. That's really important. So there's many options out there. We can look at men's behavioural change programs that are taking on perpetrators.
Yeah.
But it really becomes important that we take responsibility, because once we take responsibility for something, then ultimately we've got potential to change.
Yeah.
If we don't take responsibility, what we're going to do is to allow the pattern to be deeply entwined again, and we go back to that whole thing of the storm, and then the storm blows over, and things are okay again. And then the storm, and then things blow over.
Yeah.
But what we're seeing in Australia, and this is what we don't really discuss that often, is that one woman per week is being murdered at the hands of either their ex-partner or partner. Many times it's a man that's on an ABO, that's already in separation.
Yeah.
This is to do with the pattern of abuse. So the help we need to gain is initially we can look at those behavioural programs that look at controlling our emotions, but we already talked about that's not the answer to DV.
Right.
Maybe in the early onset, but we need to delete or erase the abuser aspect, so that then when we become angered or we become enraged, it doesn't ultimately follow our actions. So we can be emotional, but without being reactive.
Right.
Without the actions.
Right.
These are important things.
Right. So there are places that we can go. There are many services we could go. If I self-reported, I wouldn't necessarily be charged.
No.
I could go to a referral thing, and maybe if I'm in an isolated area, they may have online things, perhaps internet-based things. I don't know. I'm not sure what facilities are available, but you're saying, Dean, that there probably are a lot of resources out there for men who do want to stop their own particular cycle and stop inflicting damage on their partners and their families if they choose to.
Yes. And a number of those behavioural programs, they stem from different levels of programs, if you like. Oftentimes they run from 14 to 17 weeks. Yeah. A number of the participants may be attending from the court as part of their ABO or part of their recovery. Yeah. Oftentimes men are going there off their own backs, and these are men that are obviously committed to change and want to change and motivated. And to have the support of other men there that are going through the same things is really important. Another option is to join a men's group. To join a men's group where there is that support there, and it's interesting, in regards to if you're looking for trust and those types of things. Oftentimes within these groups, what is said as part of the group is that men are able to share. Yes, and it's brought forward that it will be kept in house amongst the other men unless the men are looked to being they're either a danger to themselves or others, or it's a police matter.
Yes.
And then sometimes, the man or runner of the group will report these incidences. But these are all things that can be brought out in the open.
Right.
So a man can choose what he wants to share, but like I said, real change only comes from taking full responsibility.
And a willingness to change. If I do it myself, if I'm mandated by the courts, well, I might still be reluctant, but I'm going anyway. But for sure, it's going to make me a better person, and I won't have to carry this with me into relationship. Yes. So sometimes we all need that, like the addicted gambler. They actually really need to be taken out and say, I know I've got a problem. Please stop me from going into these places and this situation because I've got nothing left now.
And that's interesting, just following on from that. So from the book, this is what we're talking about, and this is why we're using the addictive behavioural framework, if you like, or paradigm to really explain it. And something I'm developing at the moment is a program which helps men to delete and erase this abuser aspect, and it will follow the lines around a 12-step approach.
Okay, yeah.
Because these are ones where first of all, we need to own it.
Yeah.
We need to take responsibility.
Yeah.
And then through that, we then start to become empowered again. And then through empowerment, we start to make more positive choices.
Right.
We start to, replace those old patterns with new patterns.
Right.
We start to look at, what real intimacy is. How do I drop into the heart?
Yeah.
How do I connect?
How do I even know what my heart is?
Exactly
what
right.
a feeling is other than anger and control and power or my interpretation of power. What else is there? What is it like to feel some joy, to feel some peace, to feel real love? What would that be like for me?
Yes. New experience.
Yeah. So I've become a richer man by doing any of these programs, any of these things can only make me a better person and make me feel better about myself ultimately.
Yes. And in the media we've seen just of late that many celebrities, if you like, or sports stars are starting to own their stuff. They're stepping up and they're showing this vulnerability, which before we had this perception around vulnerability as being a weakness. But really, if we was to really say, how am I feeling towards that man being vulnerable on the TV, sharing what it's like to have anxiety or sharing what it's like to be a DV perpetrator. Yeah. This is what we need more of, because what that does is then give other men permission. Yeah. And I think you're right. You hit on rightly so that there is that risk element that we're going to be arrested. We're going to be charged. We're going to be charged, and I think we need to set up, an opportunity for more men to be able to safely, step up and express that, they're feeling hurt.
Yeah.
They're in a lot of pain.
Yeah.
And to bring forward these emotions so that we can air it. And I think the more that we see these role models stepping up and showing their vulnerability side, we're seeing that vulnerability is a strength, not a weakness.
Yeah.
So this is what we mean by holding space. And the programs I run with men are all about that. Yeah. Are about holding a safe, supportive space to facilitate conversations that are healing by nature.
Yeah. Totally understand. And I very much support Dean men's groups. I've been involved with men's wellbeing and many men's groups, still am. And it is a great place to heal. It's a great place to realise you're not alone with whatever it is that's going on. And family challenges just are shared amongst every guy on the planet. Yeah. Even a single guy who would like to be in a family, like to be in a relationship, will find that he's not alone with whatever thoughts he's got going on. And that stops you from just feeling like I'm the only one with the issue.
Yeah.
and I can be accepted even with my issue. And what a relief that is.